you've obviously found kind of a home here in Golden State. Kind of looking ahead a little bit, would you like to finish out your career here? Stay here long term?
Absolutely, I would. You know, it's been a great place for me. You know, they've found a way to fit me in. You know, and to exploit my talents, whatever ones I have left. And, you know, just having a comfort zone here, getting adapted, having a family in the Bay. You know, I'd love to stay here, depending on the circumstances.
What was part of you looking back on those few years where you did not miss that nomadic lifestyle?
Yeah, absolutely. Especially at this stage, you know, I was kind of more equipped, if you might say, being in my early 20s, you know, moving around, bouncing around. But now, you know, to have some structure, have some stability, you know, that's it's probably more important.
In the terms 10 years or 31 now, I mean, how do you see your career going for the next few years in terms of the way, you know, they manage your roles here the last few years pretty well?
Yeah, I mean, you know, my minutes have been consistent. You know, I think coach has done a great job of just managing my body, and I think it helps. It pays off. You know, the last 2 years in the playoffs, I've been as healthy as I've been. You know, and so I'd love to play for as long as I can. Obviously, you know, you don't want to cap anything. It's the greatest job in the world, but I'd be satisfied for another 3 or 4 years. 3 years, 4 years.
You have to manage yourself differently now that
yeah, definitely. More treatment, more weights, more, you know, just getting yourself prepared. You know, you can't hop out of bed and just be like, oh, I'm going to go play, you know, 25 minutes. In the NBA, guys are too explosive, they're too fast, and that's how you end up getting hurt too, you know, as you start to get older, just because your body doesn't work the same.
We got a lot of productive guys who are in their 30s. I mean, you look at David West, 36.
Zaza. Zaza. I mean, those guys, they take great care of their bodies. I mean, it's not really anything, you know, it's not really any secret. I think, you know, you look at Steph, look at Clay, guys have been able to stay healthy, but, you know, they take care of their bodies, you know, they're in the weight room, they're getting treatments, you know, they're getting massages, they're getting stretched, getting a rest, you know. And you look at David and Zach, I mean, they have their own kind of program, but they stick to it and it's consistent more than anything. I think that's the key to consistency.
I'm curious about that time earlier in your career when you were kind of bouncing around logistically. Would you buy a house? Would you rent?
Rent, always rent.
Yeah.
Always rent. That's
Once
the
a month,
yeah. Try to do 9 months. I mean, if I could do month to month, that would be, you know, ideal. But usually, you maybe get away with 9 months, but usually it's 12-month lease. So, you know, just always rent, so you can always pick up.
Did you bother fully moving in those places?
One place I did, when I left the Clippers, originally had a nice place in Miami, you know, first time in Miami, you know, good city, and so I stayed there for a couple of years.
How much can benefit or learn from or grow from going back and forth, sometimes every other day, to Santa Cruz? And just, I mean, that can test somebody, I'm guessing, and he seems to be going with the flow.
Yeah, and I think the main thing is you want to test him early, you know? You want to get him used to those tests, used to the grind. The NBA is a grind, you know? I mean, obviously the rookie year is always the roller coaster, right? Because you're just figuring things out, seeing how the system is. And then as well, you're not here full time. You're back and forth, back and forth. And so, but I mean, it's great because you got great vets, you know, that have been there. It has a great coaching staff. And as well with the D-League, I mean, it's all the same. I mean, the Warriors, Santa Cruz, they run the same stuff we run. They have great coaches down there as well. And, you know, they're going to hold them accountable, which is probably most important. You know, you got to be held accountable so, you know, so we can mature and grow.
You check in on, you've taken Ian under your wing a little bit, but do you kind of just get a feel for how he's coping with it all sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, it was just more so taking his temperature, you know, when he comes back up here, you know, him and Pat, just making sure that they're ahead mentally, you know, because you get down on yourself, obviously every day is not a good day, you know, you're like, man, I got to go back, I got to go here, you know, so you just you know, checking in on them, you know, and making sure that they know we got their backs, and we know it's tough too, you know. I've been there, I played in the D-League.
want to go back about just preparing for a game as a guy who's been in the league for a while. Do you compare notes with guys like Andre and Iguodala in terms of their preparation, or is it just watching?
Yeah, watching. You just see more than anything. I mean, it's just watching guys. You watch how guys take care of their bodies. You watch, Steph and Kevin and those guys out here getting shots, and the consistency which they work. Again, that's the main ingredient. And it's the same with taking care of your body, with preparing. The more consistent you are. It's like that first day at the gym. You're hating going to the gym to work out, right? The hardest part is getting there. But after that first week, it's like, the second week, all right, I'm in a routine now. I got something going. It's the same way of taking care of your body and preparing to get ready to play.
Coach Curry's group at the start of the second and fourth quarters with you and Wes and Grant and everybody else. Are you guys feeling more comfortable together, like getting a chemistry as a unit?
We're getting there. This is going to be rocky. Honestly, it's been up and down this season. I think it's just us getting familiar with each other, finding our roles, getting comfort in our roles, being aggressive, picking and choosing our spots. So I think it's going to be a roller coaster, but I think the main part is just getting ready for the playoffs.
For you physically, is that better? You starting the second quarter, starting the fourth quarter, and then just going?
Yeah, for anybody, it's when you know when you're going to come in, you can get yourself prepared mentally to play, right? It's like, you work for your notes, figuring out what questions you're going to ask. If you're rehearsing it, it's going to come off better. It's the same way we're playing. We know when we're going to get in the game, and we can be prepared. But we still got to be professional and stay ready.
Even though your scoring's down,
his personality lights everybody up. It's infectious. When he's rolling, he's going. It's just a trickle-down effect for everybody. And just to see him be himself. He's himself a lot more this year than he was last year, and that's progress in itself.
You ever have arguments with her about how you play
more? Yeah.
Maybe just play a little bit less. You get in those kind of battles.
No, it's always a joke more than anything. It's like, you're old, you shouldn't be playing. You shouldn't be playing over 25 minutes. Like, I always get scared when, I get a little nervous and start getting up to 25 minutes. I'm just like, Coach, it wasn't that long ago. I played like a 50-minute game or 30, but I get it. He comes from, some of his coaches, Pop and Phil, where they manage guys, manage the bodies. You look at what Tim Duncan did, Manu and Tony and those guys, and it's got to be something, in the water down there. And I think he's taken that and brought that here. It's tough.
Well, he played himself.
He played, he played for a long time, So, I mean, he knows something. He knows something.
You feel like it's gone pretty well?
I think so. I think it's as a competitors, you want to play more at times, but part of that is looking at the big picture and seeing what's truly important. Steve, he has that vision. Along with Bob and Travis and those guys, they put a plan in place, they executed. He's kind of orchestrated that.
In terms of getting set a trigger and buy a house, because that's obviously
this year. This year. I said, muck it, go ahead and buy a house. This is my third year. It's the longest that I've been here since I was with the Clippers record. So it's like, man, why not? I love the Bay. Even if I'm not here next year, it's like, this is still a great place to live, a great place to raise a family. I like California.
So was that this summer? Or?
That was this summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you around here, Oakland area?
Yep. So, yes, sir.
Are you when's the wedding?
Man, we gotta set a date, man. That's one thing at a time. Got a girl coming. Got a daughter coming. That one thing. That's enough right now.
That's
baby steps.
Man, we gotta get there first. Nah, it's coming though. Hopefully this year.